Ever wondered why some characters in Stranger Things feel like they're hiding something deeper than the Upside Down itself? I've analyzed every major character across all 5 seasons, and what I discovered will completely change how you watch this show. The patterns are undeniable. The connections run deeper than you think. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why certain characters were destined to survive while others never stood a chance. But first, let me show you something that 99% of fans completely miss about the very first character we meet. Let's start with 11, the character who started it all. On the surface, she's a girl with telekinetic powers who escaped from a government lab. But here's what makes her fascinating. 11 represents the ultimate outsider trying to understand what it means to be human. Her entire arc across the series is about identity. In Season 1, she's a weapon. In Season 2, she's searching for belonging. By Season 3, she's experimenting with who she wants to be, trying on different personalities like clothes at the mall. And in Season 4, when her powers are stripped away, we see her forced to confront who she is without them. The Duffer Brothers use 11 to explore a question we all face. Are we defined by what we can do, or by who we choose to be? Her relationship with Mike grounds her, but it's her bond with Hopper that teaches her what family actually means. The tragedy of 11 is that she spent her entire life being used by others, and her journey is about reclaiming her own narrative. Now let's talk about Mike Wheeler, the heart of the group. Mike is the believer, the one who never gives up on his friends, even when logic says he should. But here's the thing most people miss. Mike's character is actually about the fear of losing control. In Season 1, he's the leader, the dungeon master, who has a plan for everything. But as the series progresses and the stakes get higher, Mike struggles because he can't protect everyone. His overprotectiveness of 11 isn't just romance. It's his desperate need to keep someone safe in a world that keeps taking people away from him. Watch his breakdown in Season 2 when he talks about losing 11. That's not just about love. That's about a kid who's terrified of being powerless. Mike represents all of us who've tried to hold on to something so tightly that we almost crush it. Dustin Henderson is the glue that holds everyone together, and there's a reason he's a fan favorite. Dustin's superpower isn't intelligence, though he's brilliant. It's his ability to see the good in everyone. He befriends Steve when no one else would. He trusts Dart even when it's dangerous. He believes in Susie when his friends think she's imaginary. Dustin represents optimism in the face of horror, and that's why his character works so perfectly. The Duffer Brothers use him to inject humor into dark situations. Dustin's jokes come from a place of genuine warmth. His relationship with Steve is one of the best developed friendships in the entire series, because it shows how two people from completely different worlds can find common ground. And that scene in Season 3 when he finally proves Susie is real. That's not just a comedic payoff. That's the show rewarding his unwavering faith in connection. Lucas Sinclair is the skeptic, the realist who questions everything, and that makes him essential. In a show full of people who leap before they look, Lucas is the one asking, "But should we?" His arc is about learning when to trust your gut versus when to trust your friends. In Season 1, his skepticism about 11 nearly tears the group apart. But by Season 4, he's learned to balance his practical nature with loyalty. His relationship with Max is beautiful because it shows a young man learning that being there for someone doesn't mean fixing them. Lucas represents the part of all of us that wants to protect ourselves from getting hurt, but chooses vulnerability anyway. Will Byers is the character everything revolves around, yet he's often overlooked. And that's intentional. Will's story is about being seen. In Season 1, he's literally invisible, trapped in the Upside Down. In Season 2, he's possessed, his body used by the Mind Flayer. By Season 3 and 4, he's struggling with feelings he can't express, watching his friends move on while he feels stuck. The Duffer Brothers have crafted Will as the emotional anchor of the series. His connection to the Upside Down isn't just plot mechanics, it's a metaphor for trauma that won't let go. Every time Hawkins faces a new threat, Will feels it first because he never fully escaped. His character asks a haunting question. Can you ever really come back from something that changed you fundamentally? Max Mayfield brings raw emotion and real-world pain into a supernatural story. Her arc in Season 4, dealing with grief, guilt, and depression while literally being hunted by her trauma made manifest, is some of the most powerful storytelling the show has done. Max shows us that sometimes the monsters in our minds are more terrifying than the ones in the Upside Down. Now, if you're enjoying this deep dive and want more breakdowns of your favorite shows, hit that subscribe button right now. I'm analyzing the psychology, the storytelling, and the hidden details that make these characters unforgettable. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Let's move to the adults, starting with Jim Hopper. Hopper is a man drowning in grief who finds redemption through protecting others. His backstory, losing his daughter to cancer, informs every decision he makes. When he becomes Eleven's father figure, he's getting a second chance. But he's also terrified of losing her the same way. Hopper represents the damaged hero archetype, someone who's seen the worst of life but chooses to fight anyway. His sacrifice at the end of Season 3 works because we understand that protecting his found family is how he honors his lost daughter. And when he returns in Season 4, broken and imprisoned, we see a man who has to remember why he fights at all. Joyce Byers is the mother who refuses to accept reality when reality means giving up on her son. In Season 1, everyone thinks she's crazy, but she trusts her instincts over everyone else's logic. Joyce represents fierce, unconditional love. She'll tear down walls, literally and figuratively, to save her children. Her relationship with Hopper is beautiful because they're both broken people who understand each other's pain. They don't fix each other, they fight alongside each other. Steve Harrington might be the best character evolution in modern television. He starts as the stereotypical jock, but the Duffer Brothers subvert that completely. Steve's arc is about discovering that being a good person matters more than being cool. His friendship with Dustin, his co-parenting dynamic with Robin, his willingness to throw himself into danger for kids he barely knew, that's growth. Steve represents the idea that who you were doesn't have to define who you become. Nancy Wheeler is the investigator, the one who refuses to accept easy answers. Her determination to expose the truth, even when it puts her in danger, drives multiple storylines. Jonathan Byers is the artist who sees the world differently, whose outsider perspective helps solve problems others miss. Robin Buckley brings representation and wit, proving that being yourself is the bravest thing you can do. And Eddie Munson, in just one season, became a legend by showing us that the freaks and outcasts are often the real heroes. Every character in Stranger Things serves a purpose. They're not just fighting monsters, they're fighting their own fears, traumas, and insecurities. The Upside Down is a mirror, reflecting back the darkness we all carry. And that's why this show resonates. We see ourselves in these characters, in their struggles, in their refusal to give up even when everything seems hopeless. So if this breakdown changed how you see Stranger Things, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment telling me which character analysis surprised you most, because understanding these characters isn't just about watching a show. It's about understanding the stories we tell ourselves about survival, friendship, and what it means to be human. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.